Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm going to be tracking expenses on my Quicksilver credit card from the 17th of October through the 23rd. That's the last day of posted transactions that we have. Now, the month of October for me is basically going to end on the 28th. That's the last Saturday of the month. And my November is going to start on the 29th. And I do believe we only have one more credit card charge that will happen, and that's my husband's weekly Metro card. So after that, we should have no more expenses charged on our card for the month of October. So this should be the last update for October until we reset for November. Please do me a favor, if you are watching this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And maybe you can open up your budget workbook or your spreadsheet and we can track expenses together. I'm going to move this away because I don't think I'll need that right now. I'm getting ready to close out October's budget because this is the last full week of October for me and for my budgeting period. So if you're excited about setting up for November with me, let me know down in the comments. All right, friends. So I stopped on the 16th. So let's just talk about what we did from the 17th. DoorDash. That was the last DoorDash purchase for the month, you guys, that posted on the 17th. And it was for $36.07. Okay, we have not yet paid that back. On the 18th, my husband's travel card for the MTA transportation is where it's coming from, and that's $34. And then on the 19th, my husband bought some food for me, bought some soup because I was not feeling well. And he bought me some soup from a local West Indian place, and that was $16.78. Then on the 21st, we had... my husband bought something from Dunkin' Donuts. It was probably like an espresso or coffee or something like that because he's been working overtime. So that was $2.95. And then on the 23rd, what posted was 3 different charges for a vending machine. So my 6-year-old attends karate every week, and I had to bring my 4-year-old with me, and they didn't have space for him in the childcare room. Usually when you go to the Y, if you're a member, you can sign up your children for free to be looked after while you work out or attend a workout class, something like that. But they were full, so he was with me, and he was being very good. So I bought him a couple of snacks from the vending machine, and then I got hungry, and so I bought myself a snack, and I bought one for my 6-year-old. So all of those charges came up to $5.75. I took care of one of those charges with cash rewards. So I colored in a third of this, but I'm actually going to just pay the rest back today to get that out of the way because it's a small charge. And then the last charge that posted on the 23rd was from, I believe this is pronounced Kindy, and it's some type of like a breast pump for, breast milk for nursing babies. So I bought this set of bottles from them, and it was only $9.99. So you get like the wearable pump, a breast milk storage bag, and then I think it comes like with a top or something like that. I'm waiting to see. I saw it on it was either Instagram or TikTok or somewhere, and I said, oh, let me try it. And I tried it, and it's $9.99. So that's the last one. I want to see if it works and see how that goes. So yeah, we'll see. That was the last charge. Everything else that was paid for the month is already highlighted in gray. If you've been here before, that's what I've started doing, I think, since September, just shading in the individual charges that I made. I know debt is debt, right? This is a debt because I owe it to Quicksilver to pay these back. We have the money to pay it, but I'm being strategic with our budget because I need to know that the money is coming from the category that it fits in, and I'm not just pulling it from some random place because I want to keep a better record. And the reason why we're in this small amount of debt right now with this credit card it's not because we can't pay it back. It's because life is just being life, right? I feel like I'm trying to justify it, but I'm just trying to share my journey and be as authentic as I can with you, because it's not always, 1 + 1 = 2. It's not always a straight line. This is, this experience with building wealth, this experience with staying debt free is a tough one. This is not impossible to pay back, by the way. I just like doing things in a certain way, a methodical way. So if I know someone asked on my last video, why do I have all these individual charges? Why am I making multiple payments in one expense tracking session? And the reason is because this expense tracker in my budget workbook has a column for category, which means wherever I spent money, it's going to come from a specific category. If these were cash envelopes, I would have an envelope to show you, okay, we spent $85 for miscellaneous, and I'll just pull the $85 out and pay back the charge or pay for this directly. But these are actual accounts with Capital One 360 where I pay back these charges from. And I make a note so I know, okay, this was a professional recertification, but that's going to come from miscellaneous. That miscellaneous account needs to have the money in it so I can pay it back directly from there. And that's one of the reasons why I really like Capital One, because you can nickname your savings accounts and even your checking accounts with them. And once you have a credit card with the same bank, with Capital One, it doesn't matter how many or how few accounts you have. You can pay back the credit card from those specific accounts. That just makes it easier for me. It works better for my brain to say, oh, let's say I spent $95 in miscellaneous. I'm going to pay back the card from miscellaneous instead of transferring all of these different things to different accounts. That might work for some people, but we have to do what's best for us on our journey, right? And this is what's easier for me. So, all of our bills are paid for the month. We just have a few expenses, mostly for miscellaneous. Again, we were door dashing a lot. So again, if you didn't watch my last video, maybe you want to go check it out to see why I was so emotional and what we were going through. What I was going through, basically, being pregnant. I'm kind of winded right now. I feel like I don't know how this baby is positioned. Sometimes it's hard for me to breathe. So I'm trying to catch my breath a little bit. We spent a lot more for DoorDash because I was doing that more than anything else, because I just didn't have either the time or the energy to be cooking at home. So that's different now. The last DoorDash expense, as I mentioned, was on the 17th. So we're done with that for now. I'm feeling much better. I was really having a hard time. My throat was sore, congested, just like it was not fun. But I'm feeling much better. And now I'm meal planning again. We have leftovers, 2 or 3 nights a week, and it's going great. So we are really getting ready for baby girl. I don't have anything else but this, except I'm going to make a payment because I need to pay back the rest of this $5.75. What I did was I used $1.75 from cash rewards to reduce the balance, and I'm going to pay the rest. So if that was $5.75 minus $1.75, I owe $4, right? So I'm going to pay $4 back from our miscellaneous account to cover this. That way I know it's done. And of course I ran out of room, but I think I stuck to the plan pretty okay by just using this one expense tracker for every credit card expense for the month of October. So I'll give myself a hand clap for that one. Let's pay $4 and get that taken care of right away. All right, thanks for your payment. Your payment will be on time and covers the minimum due. So that was just $4, but we paid that. And then this here for the bottles, that's $9.99. I actually need to transfer money into the main account from my other account, which is with a totally different bank. That's going to take 3 days, but I will do that so I can pay this off. And then we're going to slowly but surely work on all of the others. just like I did in September. So I don't know if you who are watching right now, thank you so much. If you followed my September budget closeout, when I closed out all of my expenses, we did have some charges that were unpaid from September, but now we only have one more that's outstanding, and that was for my professional recertification. So every time we charge on this card, we know it's money that we have to pay back. We already have a plan of action. It might not come, we might not be able to pay it off immediately, but again, I'm telling you that we are going to pay it off. And so I'm cutting off October spending now. Again, the only last charge I think that is going to post before the official end of the month is my husband's weekly Metro card. And then after that, we're going to start fresh for November. And I'll come back and I'll, you guys, thank you for keeping me accountable. This is one way that I know I have to face this every single week. Come back and look at what's outstanding, what can be paid, how am I going to take care of this, and then just do all of that. We have one more check for October. I'm going to close that out this week. So when I come back next week to start on November, I'll revisit October and say, hey, we were able to pay, X, Y, and Z from the first week of October and whatnot. I think for this being a low spend month, despite the door dashing that first week and a half, we still did pretty good. And I think I'm saying that because we stuck to one expense tracker. I did not have to use another page, and we have no more expenses as of the 23rd of October. So come on, what do you think? I think I did good. What do you think? Yeah, that's it. So we're definitely going to be more aware of what we're doing as far as food goes in November, because we don't have that much longer before the baby comes, and we're not going to be door dashing like crazy because we have already been stocking up. I've been stocking up so that we have enough food my husband can cook while, I'm taking care of the baby. When life happens, you need to have a plan. I want to give a shout out to my friend Melissa over at Budget Stuff Save Repeat. She's been sharing her journey to retirement. She's been sharing how she plans to, step down some of her income and increase her investments and get ready for her retirement in, I think, 2 years or so. And she mentioned in one of the comments when we were talking about how you can plan for anything. And we're planning for the baby and when she comes, because we know there's going to be a lot of factors to consider. Not only is there going to be a newborn in the house, but my other children are going to be on winter break around the time she comes. So it's going to be extremely cold out. There's all these factors, and it might feel easier to just swipe the card or use the card to order more DoorDash, get food delivered to you and whatnot. But we're planning ahead of time. I have certain meals that I'm going to freeze, like lasagna, because that's one of the easiest meals to freeze and reheat when you need it. A few people have commented on my previous videos for the last 2 weeks about certain things that we can make at home to make it easier for me, and so that the children can still be fed. So we have a meal plan going. I have this little notebook that I'm going to be using to set up certain meals, and I know that with this planning now ahead of time, when January comes and those first 3 months of it being really cold, probably snowy, windy, all of that, we'll already have our comfort foods in the pantry, in the freezer, in the deep freezer, all of that. We'll have our soups, we'll have our lasagna, we'll have our chicken, we'll have all the things. So I'm getting that ready now so that we're not overwhelmed too much when baby girl makes her arrival. So I hope I wasn't too long-winded, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned if you want to see me knock out all of these. I will release a new expense tracking video every single Wednesday, and hopefully you'll continue to do not worry about tomorrow. Mind your money, y'all. Manage it well and live your lives abundantly. Bye for now.